This lecture is about subtracting rational expressions. Just like with adding rational expressions or fractions, we need to make sure that we have a common denominator before we can add or subtract them. In our first example, we have 8a plus 2b over 2 minus 8a minus 2b over 2. Our denominators are the same, and so just like with addition, we're going to subtract the numerators. There's one thing that you have to be careful about with subtraction though, and that's to put this second part in parentheses so that you distribute your negative sign. We have 8a plus 2b minus, and then in parentheses, 8a minus 2b, and this will go over our common denominator, which is 2. Now I want to distribute this negative sign, so we'll have 8a plus 2b, and then distributing the negative sign gives me minus 8a plus 2b all over 2. 8a and negative 8a is 0, so those cancel and just give you 0. We have 2b and 2b, so that's 4b over 2, and we can cancel the 2 into the 4, and we'll be left with 2b. Is 3x plus 2 over x squared plus 4x minus 21 minus 2x minus 5 over x squared plus 4x minus 21. Notice our denominators are the same, so we can subtract our numerators. 3x plus 2 minus, and remember to put the 2x minus 5 in parentheses. The reason that's so important is because we're going to need to distribute that negative sign. And this is over x squared plus 4x minus 21. Distributing the negative sign gives us 3x plus 2 minus 2x plus 5. This is over our common denominator, x squared plus 4x minus 21. Now I want to combine like terms. I have 3x and negative 2x, that's x. And we also have 2 and 5, which is 7, so plus 7. And now I'm going to factor this denominator because I want to make sure that if there's something I can cancel, I get it canceled. And we want to factor negative 21, so the sum gives us 4. That's x plus 7 times x minus 3. The x plus 7s will cancel. Remember, we're really dividing these two things, and so it really leaves us with a 1 on top. So it's 1 over x minus 3. Example C, 6 over x squared minus 2x. So the 2x doesn't look like a fraction, but you can write it as a fraction by putting it over 1. And our common denominator now is going to be x squared. The first fraction already has the common denominator, so we don't need to change that at all. But we do need to get a common denominator in the second fraction. And the thing that I would have to multiply this 1 by to get the x squared is x squared. We'll need to do that on both the top and the bottom. And 2x times x squared will be our new top. And this will be over 1 times x squared, which is x squared. Now we can subtract our numerators since our denominators are the same. 6 minus 2x times x squared over x squared. And multiply the 2x and the x squared together. That's 6 minus 2x cubed over x squared. Again, it's a good thing to get into the habit of factoring the numerator to check and see if you can cancel anything. We can factor a 2 out of this. 2 times the quantity 3 minus x cubed. And this is over x squared. And there isn't anything that we can cancel here, and so we're done. Remember, you can't cancel the x's because of this subtraction. In example D, we have x plus 4 over x plus 5 minus 2. Again, we can write the 2 over 1. Our common denominator this time is going to be x plus 5. So we'll need to multiply this by x plus 5 on both the top and the bottom. So we have x plus 4 over x plus 5 minus 2 times x plus 5, and that's over x plus 5. Now our denominators are the same, so we can subtract the numerators. X plus 4 minus 2 times the quantity x plus 5 over x plus 5. Now we want to simplify our numerators. X plus 4, we're going to distribute the negative 2, giving us negative 2x minus 10, and this is over x plus 5. Combining like terms, we have x minus 2x, which is negative x. 4 and negative 10 is negative 6, and that's over x plus 5. We could factor a negative 1 out of the top, but we don't really need to. You can just leave it as negative x minus 6. Example E, negative 5 over x minus 4 minus 7 over 4 minus y. Here these denominators look very similar, but again, the subtraction is in the opposite order, so we'll need to fix that. And so we need to factor a negative 1 out of one of these denominators. It doesn't matter which one you choose to factor the negative 1 out. I'm going to factor it out of this second one, 4 minus y. When we factor the negative 1 out, the 4 becomes negative, and the y becomes positive. So we'll have negative 1 times the quantity negative 4 plus y. And that's the same as negative 1 times the quantity y minus 4. So we have negative 5 over y minus 4, and then minus, and now we're going to move this negative 1 up to the top with a 7. So that would be negative 7 over y minus 4. Then we can subtract our numerators. 5 minus a negative 7, and then it's over the common denominator y minus 4. And subtracting a negative, remember, is adding a positive. That gives us 12 over y minus 4. In our next example, x over x squared minus 16 minus 6 over x squared plus 5x plus 4. This time we need to factor both of these denominators. The first denominator factors as x plus 4 times x minus 4. And the second denominator factors as x plus 4 times x plus 1. So the LCD that we need, write down the first denominator, x plus 4 times x minus 4. And then add to that anything from the second denominator that's not already listed, and that's the x plus 1. So now we're going to want to write this over our common denominator, x plus 4 times x minus 4 times x plus 1. The thing from our common denominator that's not in the first denominator is the x plus 1. So we're going to take x and multiply that by what was missing, the x plus 1. And then minus, we have 6. And that denominator was x plus 4, x plus 1. So what's missing is the x minus 4. We need to distribute the x. That gives us x squared plus x. And then distribute the negative 6, giving you negative 6x plus 24. And that's all over our common denominator, x plus 4, x minus 4, and x plus 1. Now we want to combine like terms. We only have the x squared term, but we have x and negative 6x, so that's negative 5x, and then plus 24. This goes over our common denominator, x plus 4, x minus 4, and x plus 1. You should always check to see if your numerator will factor. So we would want to factor 24 so that the sum would give us negative 5, the middle term. That would be 1, the factors of 24 are 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6, and none of these will give us a sum of negative 5. We want positive 24 when we multiply them, so these would both have to be negative, and 1 and 24 is 25, 2 and 12 is 14, 3 and 8 is 11, and 4 and 6 is 10. So none of them will give us 5, and so this won't factor any further. One more example, and this combines adding and subtracting, and we have 3 fractions instead of just 2. So we need to factor all of these denominators. X squared plus 5x plus 6 factors as x plus 2 times x plus 3. X squared plus 4x plus 3 factors as x plus 1 times x plus 3. And our last denominator, x squared plus x minus 2 factors as x plus 2 times x minus 1. The LCD then, write down your first denominator, x plus 2 times x plus 3. The middle denominator was x plus 1 and x plus 3. The thing that's missing is the x plus 1. And then the last denominator is x plus 2 times x minus 1. And so the thing that's missing here is the x minus 1. So our first denominator was x plus 2, x plus 3. So that was these two. So we're missing the x plus 1, x minus 1. That will give me 3 times the quantity x plus 1 times x minus 1. Then we have minus 2. And the second denominator was x plus 1, x plus 3. So that's these two. So we're missing the x plus 2 and the x minus 1. Our last denominator is x plus 2, x minus 1. And so the two things that are missing here are the x plus 1 and the x plus 3. So we'll have 4 times x plus 3 times x plus 1 over our common denominator, x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus 1, and x minus 1. Now we need to simplify the top, and so we'll have to do FOIL 3 times. Remember, x plus 1 and x minus 1 multiplies in that special way. It's going to be 3 times the quantity x squared minus 1. So it always is going to multiply that way. The middle terms will always cancel out if you have exactly the same thing, except for the sign in the middle. And then we have minus 2. And we have to FOIL out x plus 2 times x minus 1, and that actually is the same as our third denominator there, so that would be x squared plus x minus 2, and then plus 4, and do FOIL on x plus 3 times x plus 1, and x times x is x squared, x times 1 is x, and 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times 1 is 3. And this all goes over our common denominator, x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus 1, and x minus 1. Now we need to distribute. Distributing the 3 gives us 3x squared minus 3. Distributing the negative 2 gives us negative 2x squared minus 2x plus 4. These two middle terms, x and 3x, gives us 4x. And now we'll distribute the 4. That gives me plus 4x squared. And then 4 times 4x is plus 16x. And then 4 times our 3 gives us plus 12. This all goes over our common denominator. Now we want to combine like terms. We have 3x squared and a negative 2x squared. That's x squared. And then plus 4x squared gives us 5x squared. Then for the x terms, we have negative 2x and a positive 16x. So that's 14x. And then our constants, we have negative 3 and positive 4, which is 1, and then plus 12, so that's 13. And this all goes over our common denominator. We always want to see if we can factor the numerator, just in case we might be able to cancel something. So we want to take 5, the leading coefficient or the number in front of x squared, and multiply that to our constant or the plain old number, which is 13. And 5 times 13 is 65. Both 5 and 13 are prime. And our middle term here is 14. And so there's going to be no way for us to factor this 65 so that the middle number will give us, so that we'll get the middle number we need, which is 14. Because the only way to factor this is 5 and 13. So this is our final answer. Let me know if you have any questions.